Here we go. Live video is starting.
Here we go. It's tricky to rock around.
It's tricky to rock around?
To rock around, that's right on time.
It's tricky.
Tricky.
Hey, kids.
Who?
It's Monday, and it's Marital Hate. What is this? Episode
18.
Is it really only 18?
That's what it says.
Why can I not find this in my newsfeed? I'm trying to just load
I
it
think
up
that's
to
it.
share to my wall. Oh. Did you find it?
I think that's it right there, isn't it?
Yep.
There you go.
Looking
Looking alive right there.
Okay. So, wait, what are you doing?
I was
Why are you
just
cutting our heads off?
getting this prepped for our nice...
I don't know. What are you doing? The
I'm trying to
flamingos aren't
straighten it
centered
out.
anymore. People are going to freak the fuck out.
You're way over there. I'm on my
So-
side. You're on your side.
So how do
Marital
we,
hate.
How do we not get the...
I don't know.
Maybe it shifts when we start to get some comments.
Oh, it might.
I don't think that this lipstick color is very flattering. And the funny thing is, I actually bought this for our wedding
Yeah.
and totally forgot it. Like the day of our wedding, forgot it.
Because you didn't like it.
No, I just forgot it.
Oh.
At the time, I liked it.
Oh. Why don't you like it now?
It looked kind of
It looks-
brown.
No, it looks alright. It's not as your normal vibrant shade, however, but it's nice. Thank you for putting in the effort.
The effort. I don't know what I would call it effort. I will say this though. You bought me this for Christmas a while ago. It's from Glow Tech.
Glow Tech.
And I don't
Where things
do you remember
glow.
where you got it? Because it's like a little, it's a, I hate that things are backwards. It's a dirty mirror. And then if you flip this up,
Oh
it
yeah.
lights up. And this mirrors 5 times. So I plucked my eyebrows today. Got my chin hairs.
Looks
They're
terrific.
gone.
That
You
and
didn't
the-
even notice. I was like, hey, do I look any different?
That and the
And you
makeup.
weren't like, no, you only have one eyebrow.
that
All I have on
that
is
and the lipstick.
But I wear like lip gloss usually when I leave the house. I always have some sort of lip situation on because my lips are always dry.
Lip situation.
I find our house in Florida to be very dry, even when we run a humidifier. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get you back on camera. You keep going off camera. There you go. That's better.
Except the flamingos aren't centered. Like,
The flamingos are pretty much centered in that shape over there.
I don't fucking know. Did you guys? Oh, okay, wait.
What?
We should probably introduce ourselves. Nobody's really here yet.
It's only
We
been 2
just
minutes.
Talk to ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Stacy, and this is,
I'm Doug.
and we're a married couple.
We're married.
Snowbirds. We live in Florida. We're from Massachusetts.
I don't know if I would consider ourselves snowbirds because we don't go back and forth.
I didn't say we were snowbirds.
I thought you said we're snowbirds in Florida. Rewind the tape. Rewind it.
I don't think
I
I
think
said
it's. I
that.
think you said it was we're snowbirds.
I said we're empty nesters.
I think that's what you meant to say. I think you said
Maybe I
snowbirds.
said snowbirds. You guys, you know what?
Doesn't matter. We know what you meant.
Generally speaking, I'm high, so you don't know what the fuck I'm going to say.
Mm.
And also, I'm kind of a spaz, so I don't remember what I said.
Well,
But I definitely got you one night. You definitely said something, and you were like, "No, I didn't." I busted you on it today. I'm gonna put that clip in. Anyway, so we just I have Doug's an artist and musician and branding expert, and
expert is a little.
he lost his job in September. We were trying to keep our chins up, and I got sick. I don't know,
10 years ago.
9.5 years ago, give or take. So he's my caretaker, and I don't know, we just thought that if we did this, everybody's always been telling us that we should have a reality show or a podcast or whatever. So we took it upon ourselves to finally do it, and here we are. We're 19. This is our 19th episode.
Yeah, this is 18.
18.
18.
So it's 18. So we're 18 episodes in, and
You can vote.
We have a lot of people. A lot of people have been really supportive, and you can't chime in live every night. That's okay. You can watch it later, listen to it later, or whatever. Listen to it while you.
We've not
vacuum.
we have not received hate mail from Quakers yet, so
But we
that's a
get
good thing.
Hate mail from
Because they don't hate people, as a rule. They don't hate
Quakers, the people.
Yes, Quakers as a people.
Are Quakers the people still a thing?
I believe yes. I don't think you can stamp out. Look at you trying to eugenics out the Quakers.
I'm pretty sure I did not try to eugenics out the Quakers.
Okay. Well,
I
hate
do
mail from
have-
Quakers.
Okay, so the first and foremost, most important thing that occurred this weekend was shortly after the podcast. And,
Yes.
we hope you guys all had a fantastic weekend, but we have some earth-shattering news to share with you.
Well, it's not that earth-shattering, but
Shut up!
It's big for
Why would
us.
hang on, why would you do that?
Earth-shattering shatters the earth.
Marital hate. What the fuck is that? Get your cord out of my belt. Why would you downplay something I'm talking about that I'm really excited about?
You said earth-shattering. Now people are
But
going
you
to
don't-
think it's
but
like
you
we
could
cured, we invented penicillin.
Can you just shut the fuck up?
Wow, marital hate.
No, because I'm saying something and you're just discrediting what I'm saying.
I'm not discrediting it. I'm just saying.
Did we scream and shout?
We held our arms aloft is what we did.
Did we scream and shout?
A little bit, yeah.
So I'd call that pretty fucking earth-shattering.
Okay.
After months, I mean fucking months of like, I don't know, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, all of Easter Sunday, we finally beat Super Mario World Wii. And I believe that you should have to beat Super Mario Wii with your partner before you can get married. It will establish whether you can communicate or not, whether you can work well as a team, etc., etc.
Well, to clarify, to be clear,
yeah,
we beat the whole thing. We played the credits level, which is a lot of fun.
And we got every single coin.
Every coin.
In the entire
everything.
game. Every game.
And then we beat all 7 bonus levels. Was it 7 or 8?
8 bonus levels.
8 bonus levels.
We beat all 8 bonus levels. And we got
Not
all
easy.
the coins in the bonus levels.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you guys have accomplished lately. I'm sure somebody ran the Boston Marathon today and they're really proud of it. But we want a video game. And also, when I croak, I'm going to need you guys to be in charge because I think that he's going to be like a fucking hot mess. And he has to be able to beat Mario by himself before he can date again. And then he has
I'm never playing that game again. I've done it. I've done it to my detriment.
But you had so much fun. You had so much fun rubbing your balls on it.
Well, that's because it kept stopping working.
So when our disc is really old and it's survived, I don't even know how many kids must have played it. 30. The anime club used to come over on Friday nights and play it, and so on and so forth. However, when the disc couldn't be read, we Googled all the stuff online that you could do, and it said car wax, toothpaste, vinegar,
No,
lip
not
gloss.
vinegar. Lip gloss. No, lip like chapstick, petroleum jelly,
You actually
olive oil.
used a cannabis honey lip balm is what you used on it. It's like a $30 lip balm. I'm like, what the fuck lip balm are you using?
Well, to my defense, it was in a drawer in our closet that hadn't been touched in
I go in there
a
all the
long
time.
You go in there and you use your cannabis lip gloss.
I use a lot of things that are in there.
Okay.
I haven't used a cannabis lip gloss in a while because I took it out of my nightstand and put it away in the drawer.
Oh.
So anyway,
I
Doug
didn't
used
know.
like a $30 lip gloss to clean a CD. CDs are these round shiny things, kids. Anyway, that didn't work. I said, why don't you rub your dick on it? And he did, and it worked. So I'm like, rub your balls on it.
Don't threaten
That
me
worked
with a good
too.
time.
So Doug's been rubbing his balls on video games.
Yeah, now I got nothing to rub my balls
Creepy
on.
as fuck. And I have like 3 things I want to talk about that are definitely inappropriate, so I better touch on this one before I get to that. So over the weekend, my friend Jen, who lives down the street from me, amazing lady. She has 2 of the most beautiful children you've ever met in your life, and precarious.
Precocious.
Precarious
Precarious is be like they'd be teetering on the roof.
Well, she sent
I'd
me
be
a
in
picture of that kid
precarious.
sitting precarious in a box.
In a box,
So.
yeah.
And the kid thinks she's a cat.
Jen, don't put your
Not
kids
like
in.
in a-
If you
not
put your
like
children
a-
in boxes, somebody will
the
show up.
Kid thinks that she is a cat. Not in any case. My friend Jen, she's really interested. She's really involved with a local charity called the Donate for Kids Foundation. And Doug and I, despite being broke as fuck ourselves, we donated $50. And I'll tell you why. First of all, the money, they're doing these packs, like they're putting together these backpacks for kids in emergency situations, for kids who are removed in an emergency and they don't have anything with them. And so what they're doing is putting together backpacks with like pajamas and toiletries and, whatever, stuff for the kids, and maybe stuffies, loveys, whatever. So what I did was, because I'm half a cripple, and if I had known before I went to Costco on Friday, I guess I could have grabbed stuff while I was there. But what I did was I just sent Jen some money, and she did a bunch of shopping for me. But you can actually donate on their website, and I want to it's donateforkids.org, DONATE for the number kids, KIDZ.org. I'll put it in the comments as well. A little known fact about me. Well, I probably lamented about this because you were giving me a hard time today, but I was removed by the state as a kid. Fortunately, I was able to go and stay with my grandparents, and then there was like a family meeting, and I was sent to live with relatives. This actually happened to me twice. I was fortunate that I had my things, and I mostly lived at my grandparents' house, so it was just like transition. It sucked that I got uprooted and moved. I don't know how many times the state was involved. I know that there was at least twice, I think 3 times, but I I was really lucky in some ways and also not lucky in other ways because we had this really toxic family dynamic. But the bottom line is there are kids that have it way worse than I did. There's kids out there that are in really difficult situations, and you know, they need our support. And like in a perfect world, we'd all be taking in foster kids. Since I can't even take care of myself, I don't think we'll be doing that anytime soon, although I would love to. But, you know, you could help a kid in a really difficult situation. Donate as little as you want or as much as you want. If you donate, you know what? If you can donate the cost of a coffee, then that's great. Because you know what? That's going to buy, like, a pack of diapers or something for a little one. And it's going to helps to support not only the children, but the families that foster them. Because they don't really get a lot in order to do that. So anyway, donateforkids.org, DONATE for the number, KIDZ.org. I will share it in the comments. I'm asking you to make a donation. And if you happen to be like local to Cape Coral, Florida, there's actually information on their website right now for drop-offs. So now we can get back to our normal shenanigans.
Normal shindig.
So before we get back to the we watched my dreadlocks this weekend.
We did watch the dreadlocks. We posted a little highlight clip of that.
Well, it wasn't really a highlight clip. It was just a second of it because we were talking about the podcast.
Well, it actually was a good. It was a microcosm of how we work together and how you can't really do stuff. So even yeah.
So I can't do stuff, and Doug does pretty much everything around here. And so I have this inflatable basin. Actually, it's right there. Do you want to grab it?
No.
Okay.
They don't need to see the basin.
It's this basin. It's inflatable. And so we used to try to squeeze it in the bathtub when we lived in Marshfield, and that was a disaster. And Doug waterboarded me once and put vinegar in my eyes once, and he does terrible things to me. It's like, don't make it think
it was
like,
an accident.
Oh, I'm so helpful.
It was an accident
For you because you're a cripple. Okay, sure, he does everything for me because I'm a cripple. And when my hair gets, how much does my hair weigh when it's wet?
About 20 pounds. It's
like,
heavy.
They're all like really
I squeeze it out, like,
and he has to wring it out for me. So anyway, you do a soak, a rinse, and another soak. And it was funny because we posted part of it and we used apple cider vinegar, so it's brown. And my friend's like, "That's disgusting." That was not my hair.
Is your hair that dirty?
The only thing that happens is between the baking soda and the essential oils and any shampoo residue that's in your hair, it gets murky afterwards. But like I do it. They say to do it like once a year, but I do it like at least 4 times a year. I actually was supposed to go to the salon a couple weeks ago to get it done, and I had to cancel at the last minute because we had something going on. And I haven't even had my dreads maintained because I had a wicked migraine the day I was supposed to have them done. It was probably for the best anyway because I don't really have the money, but yeah, they're kind of rooty right now.
Rooty.
So what happens is that the girl just crochets all the loose hairs in, so it doesn't look like a hot mess. It looks a little neater. But that's what it is. So anyway, I'm laying on this chaise lounge, and it's like
wooden slats.
Wooden slats, and my shoulders are falling in between where the fold is. Doug's pouring water. I'm supposed to be soaking. I'm measuring things. I'm telling him what to do. Trying to keep him from putting vinegar in my eyes because I had PTSD from that last time. Not real PTSD. I mean, I have actual PTSD for other stuff, but he really, he scared me. Anyway, so we're there, but like I'm trying to adjust myself because my back is really hurting and my shoulders are really hurting. So I keep putting my feet up, but like we're outside. So I keep having Doug look to see if I'm flashing my cooch at the whole neighborhood. And was I?
More of the butthole than the other.
And then at one point I sunned my butthole. It didn't count because we were under the one eye. So
wait, who said to sun your butthole? Was that wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow? Was it?
I think Gwyneth Paltrow was part of that whole like sun your butthole thing. I saw it on Bling Empire too.
Oh, okay, all right. I don't know what that is, but
Bling Empire is a thing. It's like a show. There's one for New York, but I haven't watched New York yet. But basically, it's these like super wealthy Asians, and it's like. I think they're all Chinese, like, but like big.
Is their last name Bling?
No, it's like all different people.
Okay, all right. So
anyway,
Bling being the bling and not
Bling being like these people
name.
Don't even like bling from the Dollar Tree. No, they're buying real bling. So anyway, the Dollar Tree people, Bling Empire,
doing your hair,
doing my hair.
Happened?
So I tried to sun my butthole a little bit, but we were under the awning.
It was an accidental sunning.
You got my hair, you squeezed it out, but here's what happened. I could not stand up. Like I was like literally at a 90-degree angle like this. I could not move. And so I just went straight in the pool with my outfit on.
The full dress.
And if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I do have a picture of that. Hold on, I'll find it.
What's right here?
Good.
Yeah.
the one of the lady in the pool.
I just have to make sure that you can't see anything. This is me in the pool. All my clothes on.
Just went right in the pool.
Because my back hurt too much, so I was like, well,
Towel on
if I
her
sit in
head.
the pool for a little while, at least this shit will straighten up. Oh, there is people here. Yay, look at that. Thank you so much, Tracy, for providing the link there for donateforkids.org. You just saved me the trouble. I don't know how to make it so we can see. Oh, see, look, people have been responding. So as you guys know, we will comment on the comments at the end and interact with our friends because we have the world's worst ADD. I think I need like 5 people to keep us on track. And it's so good to know that people are watching them.
They're watching.
So we beat Mario. We did the Donate for Kids Foundation.
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about washing my dreadlocks and throwing my back out. Oh, so what day was washing the dreads? Was that Saturday or Sunday?
That was Saturday. It was beautiful here.
But then I had to take I was in the pool for a while.
And then when you finally were able to come in,
I was in a lot of pain.
You had to change up.
And then I took cannabis oil.
Yeah.
Is that the night that I took it back to back? That must have been.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I took it twice.
Yeah.
So I took it, and so cannabis oil, and this is the thing about edibles and that people need to know. So cannabis oil is a concentrate made from cannabis. So basically what they do is they take the cannabis, they soak it in grain alcohol, and slowly cook it off. It makes like sticky, like tree sap consistency concentrate. And it's basically the same thing that goes in edibles. In edibles, people will do it with butter or oil, but it's a concentrate. And so what happens is this is true with edibles and concentrates unless you're dabbing or vaping them, that when you take them, it takes a while for them to hit. And so people will often make the mistake of not checking the dosage on a not checking the dosage on an edible that they buy at the store, not knowing how strong something is that's been homemade, or they're like, oh, I don't want to smoke. Like that's a lot of people don't want to smoke, but they'll do edibles. So you don't want, but the thing is, like, people will be like, oh, I didn't feel anything, so then they take another one or they take more. It takes a while to kick in. I've had it take as long as 2 hours to kick in. I usually do sublingual with which is under your tongue, with my oils. Although there was that one time when we had made the big thing of oil, I wanted to make it with coconut oil so we could make the truffles that we never made.
Yes.
But then we had the oil in the syringes, and I had to shoot one in my butt.
Yeah, that
do
was
you remember
fun.
that?
Yeah. The things you do in the name of medical science.
So the cannabis oil comes in these little 1 gram syringes.
And apparently that's a thing.
Yeah.
That you can take it in.
In your butt. Yeah, no, it's a thing. So the
You heard it
cannabis
here
oil
first,
comes in these
folks.
little syringes that are 1 gram. And so I take like the size of a grain of rice every day. And I've been doing this at night. Unless I'm having a really bad day. I usually only do it at night. I don't want to be high, frankly. I run at the mouth a little bit much to begin with. The last thing I need to do is to be even more ridiculous and have the munchies even more. Like, that's just not good. Although we're really good about healthy snacks, I think, for the munchies.
We're trying to.
Thank you.
We do different flavors that you like.
I like flavors when I'm high. Like, I want to have something sweet, something salty, whatever. Something fruity. So what was the point about this? The pot. Oh, so anyway, I was gonna make these truffles that my friend Darcy taught us how to make. Do you have the recipe for those? Do you remember what goes on them?
Ooh,
they're so good.
It's like cocoa powder, coconut oil, and I'm not sure what else.
And some nut butter, but you can't do peanut butter if your name is Stacy and you're allergic to fucking peanuts.
I will plug what's it called? Is it called Once Again Nut Butter? Nunday, New York. You can get it at Publix. You can get it anywhere fine nut butters are sold. But it's from my mom's hometown in New York.
I'm wondering if these is the recipe. Let's see. Oh God! So if you pull up a recipe on the internet, you're gonna have to listen to somebody tell you her entire fucking life story first.
Yes, unless there's a button, jump to recipe, and then you jump to the recipe, and you don't look back, and you don't want to know about the origins of the chocolate truffle. You don't want to know about how when she was a little girl, her grandma made her
I would just like to consider the irony of the fact that I would complain about people being overly verbose.
I was thinking that as I was telling that story. I did notice that our background is very much like the album cover to the Eagles' Hotel California. So
you can check it anytime you like, but you can never leave.
You can stab them with their steely knives.
but you just can't kill the beast.
Can't kill that beast.
So anyway, so the cannabis, don't take it. Wait for it to kick in. I had waited a very long time. I was in a tremendous amount of pain. So I took more, and that one kicked in right around the same time the first one kicked in. Different strain, just hit differently. And so I was very, very, very high and very, very, very horny. And so my friend here.
I'm your friend?
Sometimes.
Your husband.
I mean, you can be my friend too.
Eddie.
Please, let's make comparisons between you and my daddy. I'm good, thank you.
0% Portuguese.
0% alcohol.
Wow. I am at 0% alcohol.
Maybe he's sober now and just hates his daughter. I don't know. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that if you do cannabis oil or you take an edible,
beware.
Wait it out. If you've never done it before, wait till the next day to take more. People end up thinking like that they end up having a rough time. You end up really nauseous. It's just not good. You're not going to die, but you're going to like not feel good.
If anybody's seen The Wolf of Wall Street, and when they took those old Quaaludes, the lemons or whatever they were called,
yeah, that's a little
and then
bit like
they
what
kept
it's
taking
like
them, nothing happened, and then boom,
it hits you all at once.
Yeah, it was not good.
So anyway, I would not recommend that. But I was super horny, and as of recent, you guys may have remembered, I talked about how Doug put on a master class because. So here's the thing. When you have kids, and I'm sure many of you do, a lot of people who have sex have kids, you have to like
100%.
hide that you're having sex. Like you can't be like, excuse me, children, entertain yourselves. We're going to go fuck. For like, as quickly as possible because you little bastards are cock blockers. No, nobody ever is going to say, you can't say that to your children. So you turn the TV on. You say you're watching a grown-up show. And so all this time we've been having sex with the TV on. Then when it was just us, I still needed noise because I get in my head. And also I have trouble sitting still. And poor Doug will be like going to town. And I'm just sitting here scrolling TikTok because otherwise it's not going to happen. So when I drop the phone, he knows. He's hit the spot. He'll be down there for like a half hour. Whatever. Drop the phone. It's on. Wait, do you not want the internet to know these deep personal details about your life?
I don't think they want to know the details.
I think it depends on who you ask. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I was high off my ass.
That was not the point.
I was high off my ass, and we recently discovered that if you have sex with a musician while playing music, you get exceptional results. Like, it was already exceptional, but it's exceptional. So, but the problem was I was horny off my ass. We were in the living room playing.
Off my ass. That's something.
Well, I was horny in my ass too, but that's a whole other thing. So,
that's another episode.
We're in the living room. We're playing not Super Mario. We started playing Donkey Kong Country Returns, which I do not have the patience for apparently. And we're trying to beat this one level. And I'm like, as soon as we beat this level, we're going in the other room. You're going to do that thing that I like. All those things that I like. And, Doug, I had to twist his arm, but, he was willing to do it. Finally, I was just too horny to wait anymore. Went in the bedroom, and I was like, oh, no! And,
it was kind of like Tasmanian.
And I'm like, hey, Google. And what did I want it to, we were trying to get it to play.
We were trying to get it to play. There was a song.
It was a Fleetwood Mac cover.
Yeah, it was a free cover of the song Chains by
Fleetwood
Kerala
Mac.
Dust.
It's really good. It's really hot, but it was in The Handmaid's Tale. So it was in The Handmaid's Tale.
And you know how sexy that show is.
If you don't know The Handmaid's Tale, these women are basically forcibly impregnated, and the husband, the wife holds the husband down, the handmaid down, while the husband fucks her so she can get pregnant, and they can steal her baby. Nice uplifting show. Anyway, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's this part where this woman is having sex with her husband, and this song comes on, and I don't know, I said the song was really hot, and so it was.
So we put that on.
But we tried to put it on, so I'm like, hey, Google, play blah,
playing
blah, blah.
other stuff.
And I'm like, this is like a song about bananas. So then we finally got that song on. Good. Didn't take me very long, because I was already going. It depends on the strain of cannabis. But some of these strains, and actually my friend Billy had tagged me in an article the other day about how it increases both men and women's orgasms. But a lot of the time, a swift wind is enough to do it for me.
Swift wind.
A swift breeze.
Is that why we do the podcast outdoors?
Yeah.
Hey, it's breezy tonight.
So anyway, with the cannabis oil, so I was super horny and it worked, and we got the music on and we switched songs. But I was thinking like the conversation we were having with Google. What the fuck, Google? And then,
what the fuck?
like, you know how you're like there, and I'm like, okay, like. Don't want to stop, but the song stopped. But I don't have another song on.
It starts
So
playing
another
Baby
song,
Shark.
It was a whole thing.
It was
a
not
whole. Did it start? It didn't start. Did it start?
No, something akin
It
to
was
Baby
like
Shark.
something about
yeah.
fucking bananas. I don't even know what it was.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah. So that was that.
we need a sex playlist. Everybody needs a sex playlist. I've got So Far Closer by 9 Inch Nails.
Stranglehold by Nugent.
Are you mocking me?
No, he said that that was for Ted himself.
But is it a
actually
song
said-
that I would like?
No, probably not. No.
Okay, so Closer by 9 Inch Nails.
Yep.
White Men in the Black Suits by Everclear.
These are all your
Chains.
songs.
Yeah, by Fleetwood Mac.
Or Kerala Dust is the
Corolla Dust.
with a K.
I thought it was with a C. So that's 3. Yeah, I don't know that you're going
And
longer.
the Humpty Dance.
See,
If you have some Samoans over, you can get the Humpty Dance in there.
I don't think people understand your Samoans reference.
No,
If
no
they don't
there's
know the
a
Humpty
there's a
Dance.
line in the song Humpty Dance by Digital Underground.
It just goes Samoans.
He
That's
goes,
what he
hey,
says.
fat people, Samoans. Like he's calling
No,
out
he didn't
different
say-
groups
I can't believe
to
you
join
said
in.
fat people and Samoans at the same time.
No, they were
It's like you're
different.
attributing them.
There were different groups, white people, and then it's
Yeah, it wasn't
whatever,
fat people. It was
Samoans.
white people. And
All right, then it was white
Samoans.
people and Samoans. I thought it was fat people. What I know, but that's
don't
maybe we make that song of the day.
Well, what song is? I thought that. Do we already make the? What are you doing?
I was putting this back to.
I don't know how to make it so that we can see
I think
both.
I'm sorry. We're gonna just try and mess with this here.
There you go.
There we go.
I don't know what you
Enjoy it.
did, but it's beautiful. So, but it doesn't matter because we're not supposed to be responding to our friends right now. So anyway, find a good song. We only have 3 songs. I would like a 10-song playlist here of songs to fuck to, so you guys could come up with some ideas. On an unrelated note, or possibly related note, depending on who you ask, you guys still haven't figured out what I got my varsity letter in.
Was it sex?
No, but I did win an award for sex in 8th grade. Why are you laughing about that?
It reminded me of a comment I made this weekend while watching the Love Is Blind finale.
With that,
The girl goes,
we haven't watched the finale.
Spoiler alert, one of the weddings doesn't work out. And she's sitting there, she goes, I am totally torn. And I go, like your hymen when you were 12. And I just thought it was hysterical.
Most women do break their hymen long before they have sex. I did it in gymnastics class on a balance beam. Horseback riding, bike riding,
that's how
like
they
your
get you.
hymen's, yeah. I feel like you should be able to have that removed.
I did not have
Because
one.
the shitty part about like the first time you have sex, and I don't know if you remembered the first time for the girl,
Yeah.
it sucks for the girl. It's painful and awkward.
Not-
The first time I had sex was
not-
on a waterbed, and
not-
I was on top.
Not my problem, ladies.
Not your problem.
It's not my problem.
Everyone is going to think you're the biggest dick on the
I'm
planet.
a but yeah.
That's not how he is.
I don't know how we get on that topic, but the other thing, after you're washing your dreads and everything, I couldn't ask you for a haircut this weekend because you have trouble standing and doing your stuff.
Well,
and
I
I
couldn't
realized,
stand. I literally couldn't stand. I couldn't stand this morning. I was like Quasimodo walking. out
yeah,
of
you
the
were
bedroom.
like shaped like a question mark. So I figured out that when I don't get a haircut, I start looking like Porter Wagner. I don't know if you know who Porter Wagner is.
No
but
one
he's-
knows who Porter
he's a
Wagner
country
is.
guy.
Why didn't you tell them?
But that's his hair, and that's
I think
what I'm
you look
starting
like
to look like.
Kenny Loggins.
So you call me Kenny
Huey
Loggins,
Lewis.
or the guy from Sopranos with the wings?
Or President Snow from the Hunger Games. Or
Who? Kiefer Sutherland's dad? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
President Snow?
Yes.
That guy's 85, 90 years old, something like that.
Yeah, and you and Dr. Riley learned to say. Okay, so we need more songs to have sex. I was saying something, you cut me off. It was about, you brought something up
Love Is Blind before that?
before Love Is Blind.
Before
You
Love Is
cut me off mid-sentence to go on 2 tirades.
I'm sorry.
I don't remember what either
hardly.
one of them are. Oh, okay. Want to hear some in the local news, in local-ish news?
Sure.
This is something you haven't heard about. I looked up this morning. I'd seen a TikTok about it. I looked it up. There's a bill that has cleared the Rules Committee with bipartisan support, Bill 1297 in the state of Florida,
1297,
which will give the death penalty to anyone convicted of molesting a child under 12 years old. But here's the kicker. It doesn't even have to be a full jury. 8 out of 12 people vote you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, you're getting the death penalty in the state of Florida. What do you think about that?
What do I think about it? I will say I used to be 100% death penalty. I thought it was the best way to handle it, and I also thought that the people should die in some horrific fashion so that they feel that same fear that their victims did. However, after bringing life into this world with my 2 kids, I kind of switched my tune a little bit, thinking that nobody should have the right to remove life from a person. I don't know why, but it was a weird thing that hit me, and I still haven't even worked it out, because I still kind of believe that the death penalty should be a thing, but I'm not sure, because nothing's ever 100%.
So I am 100% opposed to the death penalty, and here's why. Yes, I think it's good that the state of Florida is coming down on sex trafficking and pedophilia. Sex trafficking is obviously been a problem in Florida. Epstein, was in West Palm. And of course, there's people coming across the border all the time and trafficking women of all ages and boys of all ages, frankly. So yeah, obviously we want those people punished. But one thing I learned is how many appeals you get. So if you're on death row, you get appeal after appeal after appeal. And after watching, ironically, today being the 10-year anniversary of the Boston Marathon bombings, and today being
yesterday was the anniversary. Today was the actual marathon.
It was the actual marathon. Congratulations to all the runners.
Sorry you lost, most of you.
There's 2 Kenyans that won. That's it.
I think. How do you know it was Kenyans? You don't know.
I couldn't pronounce the names. They were they were hard to pronounce.
Maybe they're Icelandic.
Can I get back to what I was saying?
Yeah.
No, they were not the color of Iceland. Well, I'm sure there's black people in Iceland, but these people, I guess you can't say that they look like they were from somewhere, but I don't know. They did not look like they were from Iceland. That's all I can say. But I'm sure that Iceland has.
All I know is a lot of people ran,
population.
and I can't even imagine doing that. I can't even imagine.
Just run around the pool.
I can't even. I probably can't even do that. Because I blew up my knee a couple years ago. I slipped on. Never mind.
We're getting way off.
Yeah, but go ahead on your death penalty thing, because that's uplifting.
So here's my. You have been such a fucking spaz today. Can you just focus? Okay, so here's my thing: is they have to go. They go through many appeals, and so there was a family. I always fuck up the name. I don't know if it was Roberts or Richards, but basically this family was devastated.
The Richards family.
The Richards family, and they were actually opposed to the death penalty for Tsarnaev. And
the Boston Marathon bomber, the second one.
Yes.
The one that he didn't run over with a truck.
So, the thing for me is that I understood, knowing that he would go through all these appeals and that it would really open that wound up for the family so many times. Then the other thing is that, there's been cases that have been proven wrong on many occasions. And then the third thing is that if they really and truly are pedophiles, I don't think life in prison is a party for them. I don't think life in prison is a party for anyone. I know that there's...
I doubt that life is, for a pedophile anyways, there's something inherently wrong with them.
Yeah,
so life itself is not a bowl of cherries. But
absolutely. And I don't necessarily I think that if you're sick enough to harm a child like that, I don't think you're gonna care what the law is. So I do think that we need the strictest possible rules, but I personally am opposed to the death penalty. And I'm it's tough because we know more than a few people that have done time, and most of those people have turned their I have a cousin who died. He did some time. I don't know what's going on with my other cousin. We have and we have 3 friends that have done time that have completely turned their lives around. And so I just can't help. And when I hear these people talk about their prison experience or jail experience or whatever, actually we know somebody that's in right now. The conditions are horrific, and especially now that we've got for profit prisons. So I don't think anybody is going to have a good time in prison. And I think a life of that, especially if people think you're a child molester, is going to be pretty fucking painful. Actually, the thing that baffles me is like so I've been sick for almost 10 years. So the thing that baffles me is I want to die all the fucking time. But I also have a very strong faith. I have a belief in God. I don't necessarily prescribe to any one thing, and I kind of hate organized religion, but I'm a deeply spiritual and religious person. And I think because of that, because of what my grandmother told me about death, it's not sad for the living that I'm going to be with my grandparents again one day. Why not? It's not sad for the dead. It's sad for the living because they miss you. I'm going on to a new life. Fuck you guys. Just kidding. But so I don't know. I don't really fear death. So I think that if I was going to spend a large amount of time in prison, I'd be like,
no.
Could you do that for me, please? I'll take a death penalty, please and thank you. And that just brings me to my next point is how fucking sick people like me can't get a break from our suffering. But if I was a Labrador, go for it.
If you were a Labrador, I would have shaved you to look like a lion and scared the neighborhood.
A Labrador.
Well, I mean, they have the golden lab, so you'd have to
I
be a
don't think
golden
a golden lab. I don't think any of our neighbors are that stupid. Although somebody decorated the burrowing owl nest. Oh, I learned a thing.
What'd you learn?
So we've had a ton of flooding. P.S. Just talked to my aunt in Fort Lauderdale. She said there was more downpour today, but just a little street flooding. They'll be dry by Wednesday. So it looks like Fort Lauderdale's better. I don't know if the airport is open yet, but hooray to my aunt on the East Coast. Aunt Cheryl, she's amazing. Love her. Anyway, I don't even know who these people. Oh, that's that guy, Andrew Neal.
Yeah.
How did that even end up on my Facebook page?
He's going to Mongolia.
Oh, okay. So, what was I talking about?
Your Aunt Cheryl.
Florida.
Death penalties.
Flooding.
Flooding.
So there was flooding. Oh, burrowing owls. So there's been a lot of rain. We had, oh my God, thunder last night.
Oh, last night was crazy.
So Doug does this thing where he takes a picture of the weather report. Says it looks like something else.
It's not the weather report. It's the Doppler radar.
The Doppler weather, which is part of.
Yes, but Doppler radar is the actual graphic.
Part of the weather report.
Yes.
So show them. So he does these little things. In
I
case you're not.
I can take quarter Wagner off my screen. Okay. So we had hang on.
Just okay.
There was this, right? That was the thunder. That was a hefty thunderstorm, but it looked like that.
Looked like a little hummingbird. So he does it every day.
So I did that. I do it whenever there's a storm. I'll grab it and I'll figure out what it looks like. So last night there was 2 of them.
So last night this morning he posted a picture of what looked like Paul Revere, and being from Boston, Paul Revere's Wild Ride, that's our people. No, let me tell you what the thunder was like last night. That motherfucker Paul Revere started in fucking Miami and galloped up and down all of the country all night long. Didn't stop. Fucking asshole. I wish we were under British rules still.
There's a radar. Oh wait, that was what it was. I thought it would look like Luke on the thing, but then I actually went with Paul Revere. It actually looks very much like Paul Revere. So tune into my my Facebook feed for more Doppler radar.
You don't want them to tune into your Facebook because this is a national audience, so maybe you were going to add them.
Well, maybe you could ask me nice if you could join me in my Facebook friendship.
Or you could put them on the Marital hate feed.
I could do that.
Okay. So, what were we talking about before the weather? Oh, we didn't get a lot
burrowing
of sleep
owls.
Because of crazy weather. Burrowing owls. So, the burrowing owls, they're having their babies now, and they burrow in the ground.
Whole family down the street.
And so the problem is crow, which is like the local bird people, or I don't know, maybe it was the burrowing owl people, but the local bird people said that they had already rescued 3 dead baby owls because the holes were flooded and they can't fly yet, so they're fucked.
And apparently they can't swim.
Yeah, they have penals for shitty swimmers, much like yourself. They were actually asking for volunteers today to go help them, and I would have if I could have leaned over. I should have told you. You would have loved that.
I would rescue all beasts of the earth.
Okay. That's not really true, but okay.
Give me a beast I would not rescue.
You want me to name names? I thought we agreed against that. Okay. Podcast progress. I know it's in the middle of the show, but you should know. So now we have Instagram. Woohoo!
Whatever that is.
I don't really know how to work it, but we have Instagram. We also now have Twitter, which I do know how to work, but I haven't really done anything with.
We're getting canceled now.
And we have an email address, which is maritalhate@gmail.com. If you would like to write into the show for advice or with a comment or whatever, you can do that.
Or sex songs or
sex songs,
recipes.
Maybe you'd like to guess what I got my varsity letter in.
Yeah, you could.
You could send recipes. You could ask us to plug a product of yours.
Tweet
You could bribe us.
At Marital Hate.
You can do whatever you want.
Is it one word, Marital Hate? At Marital? Is that our handle? I don't really. I only use it to
complain. That's what I primarily.
No, I don't complain.
It's profile. It's Marital Hate with Doug and Stacy. Written the whole fucking thing.
Sorry, guys, you have to type.
Marital Hate was apparently taken.
Oh,
and
Marital
then
Hate?
our Twitter
Could have bought it.
Our Twitter is at Marital Hate.
Okay, so it's at Marital Hate.
So Instagram is at Marital Hate with Stacy and Doug, all written out.
Okay, that's Insta.
And then Marital Hate at Marital Hate on Twitter. We still haven't done the TikTok. I still haven't done the Spotify, but we have an email address. We got that stuff
We're
done.
getting there. Yeah.
Baby steps. We're getting there. One day we will get there. We'll be more organized. We talked about. Well, here's the thing. I was like, Doug, you work on the job search in the morning. You can only do it so many hours a day. You get burnt out. You do a shitty job. Wait till the next day. Then spend the afternoon working on your music, and then we do the podcast. And on the weekends, you can work on the podcast. And he told me that I don't want to work on the podcast on the weekend.
By the time Friday night came around, I didn't want to think about the podcast.
So we never have a website or business cards.
It's because I'm lazy. I'm a lazy man.
Or a theme song. I did my job today. Anyway, so today is the anniversary of today's the was the Boston Marathon. Congratulations to all the runners. I don't know if we knew any this year.
I knew a couple. Derek, my friend Derek was out there running around.
Why would they do that?
Why? I don't know why they would do it. I don't know how they do it. I physically cannot imagine your body going through that. But
one of my kids runs marathons. I don't. Yeah. I can't stand for like more than like a minute. I don't know how I got through Costco the other day, but if I'm moving, I seem to do a little bit better than if I'm standing still.
You did about half the store, then you went and sat in the patio furniture, and then I finished up and I came over.
Well, we don't do half the store because we just did the snacks, the meat, and like one aisle in the freezer.
We skipped pretty much the whole left side of the store, which is the house stuff. And
the fun stuff, like, I don't know, hair dryers and shit.
Hair dryers?
I don't know,
Oh, somebody bought that fan. Remember that fan that we saw?
All the RV people have this
Somebody bought that fan. She was like, I bought this fan. This lady.
She told you that she bought a fan?
No, I overheard her. She was talking to her friend. She's like, I bought this fan. I'm going to put it in the thing. And she was telling about her application for this cool fan that
Well, a lot of people. It's this fancy fucking fan at Walmart at Costco and.
Maybe we could share that. That could be our product of the day.
Well, I don't have any reason to share it because we haven't even used it. We can't share something we haven't used.
Well, that lady seemed to like it.
So that lady liked it. Must be great.
I don't know who she was.
All right. So I would like to talk. Health item. I had a health item for you.
Oh, please.
If you happen to be on any kind of medication, pharmaceutical medication. I'm not a fan of pharmaceutical medication as a rule. Not something I choose to partake in. However, if you are on pharmaceutical medication, make sure you are very clear on what the rules are, for going off that medication. You may need to taper down. That's not just true with blood pressure medicine, which Doug's been tapering off of.
I tapered.
But for a lot of other medications, especially your SSRIs or any kind of, medication for your mental health, you have to be especially careful with those. One of the number one side effects of those medications is suicidal and or homicidal thoughts, we don't want you feeling awful, and we don't want you taking it out on anybody around you either, because you would feel even worse about yourself. So if you want to go off your meds, talk to your doctor. If your doctor will not advise you how to go off your meds, then I think you need to reach out to your pharmacist, because I think there's a lot of doctors out there that are like, they want to push pills. And it was funny because the evidence just came out that they were incentivizing doctors to push the COVID vaccine. They got bonuses based on the percentage of their practice that had gotten the vaccine. And so you have to, wonder about the integrity of these doctors and what they're prescribing. So if you have a medication that you want to go off, why is that doctor not helping you to get off of that medication? Their job is to advise you of your health risks, which it's funny because they'll always advise you about the risk of going off of a medication, but not advise you of the risks of that medication in the first place. And some of these meds, once you go on them, you can't go off. Another one that's so stupid, but once you're on it forever, is fucking Flonase. Like they're
and
like,
the minoxidil that I take for my hair.
You don't take minoxidil for your hair. He actually has good hair. Well, why do you have so much gel in it?
That's Vanacream.
It is Vanacream.
We actually fragrance. So we were getting I was getting like, if I don't put anything in my hair, it just
but you just
goes
put way
out,
too
right?
much in.
So I
like your hair when it's puffy.
So we were using the doTERRA gel, whatever. It was really good. It smelled good, whatever. It was clean, whatever. So then they don't make it anymore. So genius over
here.
So if
anybody has a hair gel, I got a Vanacream.
It's called Vanacream, and it's in this white tube. It looks like an ointment for some
but it doesn't
rash
have
or
fragrance
something.
in it. We cannot have anything with fragrance.
It actually works fine. I don't care, but just the name of it.
You put way too much in every time.
Okay,
Ever since I've known you, your problem is that you use too much gel.
I don't know what to do. Jeez.
Just use less gel.
Okay.
Plus, your hair looks good when it's like poofy and.
It's poofy. It's too poofy. It's Porter Wagner. Wait. We're getting to the Porter Wagner. Where's Porter?
I don't even know what to do with him anymore.
There's Porter Wagner right there. Look at that. Woo! That's me right there. Porter Wagner. Discovering Dolly Parton.
Nobody wants to see your Porter Wagner pictures. So.
That's the Porter Wagner I want to be right there. Look at that jacket.
Okay. Woo. Nobody wants to look at your photos.
This has been the Porter Wagner
minute.
So when
you go off a medication, this actually came up because I was helping a friend this weekend, and you really have to gradually go off those medications. And there might be things that you can do to get them out of your system quicker, but you really have to gradually do it. And but you really should do it with the help of a clinician. So if your clinician will not help you, you need to find somebody that will, so that you go off them safely. Because there's a difference between, hey, this doctor is pushing me this pill, and I have researched it myself, and I am of sound mind and sound body, and I decided I want to go off, and they are not helping me. Or there's doctor helping you. And, I guess you should always ask yourself if you're of sound mind and body, but I've never been of sound mind or body, so...
I love how, I love how we have to, it just, you figure that doctors would be there to help you be healthy in a substantive way, not just to say, okay, take this pill for the rest of your life.
I think the doctors now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a healthcare professional. However, it seems like they just go to fucking pharmacy school. They go to pharmacy school, and then they go to a hospital, and then they learn to prescribe some more. And yeah, I'm sure there's people out there that do good things, but in my experience, all they want to do is throw meds at you. They don't even know the tests. Like, for example, with Lyme disease, there's the ELISA test, which it picks up Lyme in 35% of cases, but it doesn't test for other co-infections. Then there's the Western blot test, which picks up Lyme 50% of the time, picks up some co-infections. We have tests for 19 tick-borne illnesses. There are hundreds. And so, of course, the gold standard is considered IGeneX, and most insurance does not cover IGeneX, although Medicare will. IGeneX is kind of considered, there's a bunch of other ones, and I'm sure somebody in the Lyme community will have some shit to say. I have some opinions. What was I talking about? The doctors
prescribing, getting you off the drugs.
No, it was after
incentives.
The drugs. After that, I don't know. But in any case, I feel like they go to school just to learn how to write prescriptions. They don't know even what the quality labs are, the right labs to order, and the labs are also specific. Why aren't they doing dark field blood analysis? So that they can look like, so if they want to test you for something, they've got to take like 50 vials of your blood and hope that they guess the right fucking test. And, you know, is that lab reliable? You're probably going to Quest, and it's probably a shitty result. And I'm sure the Quest people are very, very nice and whatnot, but you need specific labs for accuracy. And the reality is that you'll be on the low range of something and they'll completely dismiss that, where they should fucking nip the problem in the bud, but that's not what they do. They fucking wait till it becomes catastrophic. They tell you what's in your head. They're like, oh, well, we don't know what's wrong with you, so you're crazy. Oh, we don't know how to solve this problem, so try all of these drugs without any regard for the side effects or how that's going to impact you. Or here's your other option. Go alternative. You're going to have to pay for it out of pocket. Good luck with that. Oh, by the way, it doesn't work and you're crazy if you think it does. Like, it's fucking nuts. I get so fucking aggravated with Western medicine. It's not even fucking funny. And the thing is that there's people in that space who are genuinely trying to help people. And I don't think that they really can. I think that they can. Like, obviously, if you have a gushing wound, they can do something about it. But, like, we really need integrative medicine. And most good doctors these days do not take insurance. My chiropractor no longer takes insurance. She's just like, it's just not worth it.
Well, I will say,
our therapist doesn't take insurance.
Well,
not worth it for her.
I will say, I think. Yeah, never mind. I lost my rant. I was gonna rant because you were on a rant, and I was
on a rant, but I got distracted by a shiny object at some point in there. So, don't trust. You have to be an advocate for yourself in terms of your health. You need to research any medication that you go on. Ask yourself, how long has it been on the market? And what have the studies shown? And research it independent of the pamphlet from the doctor. I don't know. I can't speak for other people, but for me, if a medication has a side effect, I'm going to experience that side effect. It's not even fucking funny. I can't even take vitamin C without having a massive Herxenheimer reaction. So a Herxenheimer reaction is for people like me with Lyme. As it dies off, it releases a poison into your system and you end up feeling fucking worse. It's been the nightmare of all nightmares for my life. So I do not recommend it, and you have to be very careful about what you take. I even have like right now, so I pooped today, but it was like really like a solid poop. And so I can't go on the biomat because it's an infrared sauna and it has a tendency to dehydrate you. Like, I have to be like, so if I want to feel halfway decent, and I haven't felt halfway decent for a year now.
Close to a year.
Almost
yes,
a year.
Believe,
It's been almost a year that I have been feeling like complete fucking garbage. And if I am pooping enough, then I can do the sauna and cold plunge and detox bath. And but number one always has to be to poop for me. And then, hydration and eating healthy and all that stuff, it all goes together. But it all falls apart if you don't do that. If you don't do, spin your fucking plates. It's like, how do I make this work? How do I make that work? And you're doing it by yourself without any help from a doctor. Sometimes you might get a good job. You're figuring it out. Oh, how can I tell my other patients about this?
And the stuff you need to do and take costs money.
And when you don't have it, like right now, like,
I will say this: if we could send you for hydration IV therapy and some of the other IV therapy, hyperbaric treatment, and then on top of this other stuff, you would feel 900% better.
Maybe
you might be able to get to. What do you think your percentage is right now? Your percentage of functionality is rather low, I would think.
Right now?
Maybe 10, 15%.
That would be
like 8%, maybe.
I do right now. So, okay. So you guys have been watching the podcast, most of you. Since we've been doing the podcast, we left the house to do Costco, and then we went with the Shays when
that was
we went for
that was
lunch
prior
with
to the
Shays.
podcast. Yeah.
I thought that was in the podcast.
No,
Okay.
that was just prior to the podcast.
So that's it. In the house, I get up, I go to the bathroom. Sometimes I do a detox bath. Sometimes I come out to the pool. Doug helps me with absolutely everything. If I'm going from the bedroom to the living room, I can't carry that much stuff. Sometimes I can't carry anything because I'm hunched over like I was today.
Like a question mark.
And he has to fucking do everything for me. So it sucks. And, I would love to be healthy. But, don't get me wrong. I would love, it would be good to be able to do IVs or hyperbaric or whatever. But I feel like I need to go to somewhere like Sierra Integrative and
somebody
have
would
like
monitor you. Yeah,
I need
for
somebody
sure.
to really monitor me and pick through everything that's going on. I need intensive treatment, and
Which was the original
we actually
plan to come down to Florida and do that with this clinic, but then the clinic
ended up being disastrous.
well, it was a disaster, and the other thing, they wouldn't tell you what was in their IV cocktail, so that I don't know about any of you,
I'm not
but
putting anything in my blood that I don't know what it is.
yeah, that's
not happening.
Yeah,
It's what do you call it? It's proprietary.
yeah.
So anyway, I really wanted to go to. I'd love to go to Sierra Integrative, and maybe one of these days we'll finally hit that jackpot.
Some guy in Cape Coral won, was it
41 million?
41 million on
Guy
some
in
sort of
Cape
Florida
Coral.
lotto. Yeah, dude.
Hook your girl up. And it's funny, we actually did a GoFundMe at one point, and I got death threats. Death threats.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
All we were trying to do was raise like a certain amount of money, send her to Germany,
Well,
do this
because my
treatment,
kids were
whatever.
also suffering from Lyme at the
Yeah.
time, so I wanted to take us all to Germany to go for treatment there.
Death
Because
threats.
it had been, and I got death threats. So I gave up,
So-
and we used it to pay medical bills and also to pay for supplements, because
Supplements
at
of
one
the
point I was taking $500 worth of supplements a day.
A month.
A month, and then I was on I've had one treatment after another, and every time you go for labs, it's, I've had bills from the lab for $2,000 just for fucking
for
labs.
labs,
Like IGenics testing alone was $1,600. Like,
Yeah.
it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Anyway, I would love that, but I wish, and this is the thing I was saying in the pool the other day. Like, I think for all we pay into insurance, I don't want the government in charge of health insurance. I think that they fuck everything up. The last thing they need to be in charge of is our health insurance, our health, especially after how they handled COVID. And if you don't know this from somebody in the Lyme community, anyone in the Lyme community who is in the know will tell you that the CDC lies and lies and lies about Lyme disease and the numbers of Lyme disease. And there's definitely some questions out there as to why. Go ahead. You were trying to say something?
I forgot. I'm sorry.
All right. So,
I'm a little off. I'm a little off my game.
yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're not as much fun tonight.
No, I had
Not that you're ever fun.
I had kind of one of those days when you're hunting for a job. Actually, I had responded to one in a sort of related topic. I applied for one job that does like not natural healing, but natural fitness and wellness for women and all this stuff. I don't know why they won't do it for guys, but anyways,
women's health issues are ignored when we're in, like, when we're in pain, they ignore us.
But this wasn't.
It's been studied.
This didn't even. It was more about like the yoga, the Pilates, the breathing, and things like
Those
that.
are all things that men can do too.
Right, and so I was thinking that when I was filling out, but the thing I liked about it is that they asked very interesting like questions, like it wasn't your standard, send your resume, here's your cover letter, are you 9 kinds of white, are you a male, what's your gender, whatever, but this asked actually pointed questions, which I like, because then it can give me an opportunity to kind of talk about my design philosophy, whatever, how I approach work, what my favorite projects are, what my best success is, whatever. And so at the end of it was like kind of a thing. It's like, are you a member of this, or do you have any experience with this? And so I was able to kind of talk about the journey, the process journey that we've been through for 10 years, with first with Western medicine, that was going absolutely nowhere, doing probably more harm than good. And then with the herbal tinctures, with the the sauna, with the breathing, with the nutrition, with the ozone, with all the stuff, right?
And so chiropractic, acupuncture.
So that's like one of those things. It's like, I'm thinking to myself, right?
Therapy.
I've got this. I've got kind of like this healthcare navigation background, kind of a thing for my last 6.5 years, and then so then I have this personal sort of
personal story,
sort of story with it. So anyways, but it was definitely one of those days where I kind of hyperventilate about the whole job thing, and that's never good. So you just have to kind of power through it.
I don't think you power through it. I think when you're starting to freak out, you walk away from it, because desperation comes across in your responses.
Desperation,
you have to walk away.
Perspiration.
You have to walk away. You were in there applying for.
It's just the wind.
Okay, but I'm high.
It's just the wind. So, anyways,
I think
I should walk away.
You need to walk away when I've been telling you over
Yeah.
and over again. I mean, applying for 100 jobs a month is great and everything, but if you're stressed out when you're doing it, your answers don't reflect your best self. and you've got to be choosy about the jobs that you apply for. And like, especially like you don't want to enter for a junior role at a company just so you have a job when a senior role could be open and they're going to be like, why the hell are you even applying for this? And now you've diminished your brand with that company. So that is, we should have talked about that earlier. Anyway, back to, I was talking about something and you cut me off.
I don't think I cut you off.
You did. I was talking about my plan for healthcare, and you cut me off.
Your plan for healthcare.
Yes, and you cut me off and went on this tirade, but that's okay.
Why do I always have to cut you off? I can't just have some equal time.
You can have equal time, but it would be nice if you didn't interrupt me in the middle of the story.
All right.
So my, and like in a perfect world, you would keep me on the story I was on. So, and I would help you stay on your story. That's what we're supposed to help each other, you know. So anyway, my plan for healthcare is, given that we all put so much money into the system, I would not want the government running healthcare. I made that abundantly clear. For like, I could go on that one for 3 seasons of a podcast. But what I want is for there to be, like, in every community, a healing place that you can go to, and it's a home. And you go there and you stay, and they run all the tests that you need. Like, if you're sick, you just go there and you stay until you're better. And if you can't, like, leave your house because you have, like, kids or whatever, like, they send somebody to your house and they take care of you until you get better. That's it. And you don't pay for it. It's everything. It's covered by, your insurance or whatever. Because how many of you guys have paid for insurance for years and never used it? I mean, we had years where we were paying $700 a month for insurance. Oh, even more than that.
More than that, because when you pay Cobra for a family.
Yeah, Doug doesn't have insurance right now. Nothing can happen to him. He doesn't have insurance.
Which is reckless.
I have Medicare. Well, we don't have a choice.
Kind of don't. We're kind of.
The good news is there's a lot of places down here that give cash discount. So like, if I pay for a test, my insurance company's paying like $300 for it, but you'll pay like $50. They have it actually displayed at Lee County Health, which is kind of nice.
I can only imagine it's like this back room, a guy with a saw, or so,
a lot of people only carry catastrophic coverage, and honestly, the only reason I have insurance, I have Medicare because I'm disabled, but like I don't use my health insurance because I don't do anything Western medicine anymore.
Yeah,
so
you never do. Yep.
And I'm a DNR, so I don't know, but I don't want them. But I would like it to be that when you're sick, that there's somebody there to take care of you. And it could be physically unwell or mentally unwell. Like, I think that this idea of, you go to a hospital, they don't solve the problem, they push you out the door. Like, I feel like it should be like there's follow up, there's genuine care. And I know that there's caregivers out there that want to do that, but if you're in the HMO traditional system, you can't do it. You're given like 15 minutes a patient or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it should be like every area has, one person for so many people or whatever, where that person's a caretaker, and they run the labs, and they fully understand your state and follow up with you. That's the level of care we need. I don't think that anybody should feel sick because of their because of a curable disease. I feel like there's so much that we could be doing to help people to be healthier, and I think if we have people in our community that are trained to, with nutrition and like a whole body integrative perspective, we could put everyone in a much better place. So that's my kind of fantasy.
Well, the stuff that I'm learning, even from just like the TikTok reels or whatever, just about like the oils you shouldn't have, or eat this, not that, that kind of thing. There's that one guy that goes through Costco and says this, and I think the other day he used the Kraft, Parmesan cheese, whatever, and he's like,
so
look, it's got like this wood cellulose, whatever, and he goes down to, and he goes, oh, get this, the Kirkland, whatever, and just even that, and even like since
small changes you can make,
we've gone through with our new naturopath and stuff like that, and just some of the the absolute garbage that they sell in supermarkets.
Well, and it's in your food.
And I go around the outside,
we do
right,
primarily outside,
and do what we can, but like there's even sneaky stuff in that, in the stuff that you're supposed to eat, whether it's a lot of things.
Well, and here's the other crazy thing is like a lot of stuff is labeled as organic, but if it's not, so if it's from China, there's no oversight.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the country of origin, and they were trying to eliminate country of origin labeling for a while. I don't know where the current status is, but in a perfect world, you would know the country where your food comes from. and or be able to grow as much as possible and support local farmers as much as possible.
And I you know how I love Trader Joe's, but Trader Joe's, I bought some English peas at Trader Joe's. I flip it over. It says product of Guatemala. And so I was like, okay, well I
English
guess
peas might be the brand.
English is a
species
style or something. Yeah,
peas,
right,
yeah.
right. But
No,
I just
you
thought it was
can't. You have
fun.
to read the fine print on everything. Oh, and you should read the fine print on this podcast, which says it's basically not suitable for anyone to watch.
Yeah,
People are
no,
fucking
no,
crazy.
don't.
So
You know.
we're gonna run down the list of gratitude because it's already 9:05, and I don't know if we're like not as funny as usual.
Yeah, it's
tonight,
Monday.
or-
Starting out.
But there's definitely some good comments that I.
It's
definitely
also a
wanna respond
holiday
to.
in Massachusetts, so like maybe we're on holiday, like
Oh,
lazy
actually,
time or
something we decided over the weekend was that, and we're sorry we didn't do this on Easter, but on the holidays we will do a podcast.
Do a special holiday cast.
because there's a lot of people who are lonely on the holidays, or maybe you want to spend the holidays with
Or
us.
maybe we're lonely and we
Maybe
need you.
we usually are lonely, but I think you're gathered around the fireplace with grandma and your cousins and your grandparents, and you
Grandma.
want to hear me talk about stuff, how to put shit in your ass. That was last week.
That was, yeah.
Incidentally, he's been trying to put shit in my ass ever since.
No, I have not.
Yes,
No,
you
how
did.
would you be quiet? Be quiet. There were no mason jars.
There were no mason
There were
jars,
no
but he
mason
put a
jars.
finger in my butt.
I don't know. I don't remember that. I think you make things up. You make things
I
up.
think I would remember if something was in my ass or not.
It was dark. Leave me alone. I don't know what the hell's going on in there.
You don't know what's going
Gratitude.
on there.
Gratitude.
Oh, I gotta find out if I can tell you that story. I have a good story about a husband thinking he was in the butthole and he was not.
That was not me. That was some other person.
You did that.
Oh, I did do that once, yeah. Again, it's dark. Whatever.
Holes is holes.
Nah, there's a lot of coconut oil going on. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god, that was my brilliant idea. How did you let me forget about that? Okay, this was my idea. So while we're having sex,
Now I remember what it is.
we're having sex, and Doug was manually doing some things. I was on my knees. Doug was doing some things.
There was like a little Jiffy Lube situation.
Yeah,
that,
maybe
you know,
a little
like
bit of
there's a floor
Anyway,
and there's
I'm
a
like,
thing.
more lube. And the music is so loud. I'm like, more lube. More lube.
So she devises.
Hang on. So, because we have a bottle of fractionated coconut oil with a pump top. So he's like, and whatever. That's a good thing the screen cut off my
Away you
hand
go.
gesture for that one.
Away you
because
go.
It was a little too graphic for family television. And if this is not family television, don't watch this with your kids.
My
Okay.
kids watch this.
They're adults.
Oh.
And they're doing their own things.
Okay.
I'm sure. Please and thank you.
Please and thank you. I hope they say please and thank you afterwards.
Even if you're saying it to yourself, kids, please and thank you. Just be polite to everybody. Anyway, we're all going to be polite, kind, and appreciative of the world around us. That's not the point. The point is, I came with an idea. It's a Camelback filled with lube. So you wear it like a backpack, and it's got that little hose, and you can like kind of put it between your butt cheeks if you're on your knees. I like to be on my knees. Just gonna put that out there. And so you
products that you
can
make.
squeeze it and it'll shoot. And in the front, I could do the same. I would just feed it down between my boobies. Oh, I have like an overhang from having the C-section. I could tuck it under my belly fat, the cord down there, and then like if you're like down there, I could like push a button and it would right in the face.
Right in my eye. Turnabout's fair play.
Okay, so gratitude. Let's do gratitude now. Oh, we were supposed to do a cooking thing.
Cooking thing.
What was the cooking thing? Oh, we talked about the truffles, but not really. Yogurt. Okay, I don't know that I can tell you how to make yogurt, but what I can tell you is you want to make your own.
Yeah, make
yogurt.
some yogurt. It's good.
If you make homemade yogurt, it tastes. We get the Fahe as a starter, or if we're really lucky, we got it up in Bridgeton. I'm kicking myself that we didn't bring some of that with us, but you want to get the best yogurt you can get. We usually just get the organic Fahe.
Is it Fage or I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's the Greek yogurt, 5% fat because you need good fat content.
You need fat. And you get 2 things of half and milk.
Yeah, organic, half and half. I believe it's Nature Valley, something like that.
Nature Valley organic. Not all of them do it, so you really want to make sure you get the right brand. And is there milk in it, or is it just the 2 things of half and half?
2 things of half and half.
And yogurt.
Yeah.
And then once you've made it and you have your own yogurt starter, you just save a little bit of your yogurt to make the next batch instead of using a store container.
There's a heating element. You got to get to a certain point.
So use an Instapot. So we have an I don't know if it's or Instant Pot, but
yes.
It's not like there's pot like instantly. It's just it's like an electric pressure cooker. Yeah. Okay. And so you have to have a little thermometer. $12 on Amazon, and you need to have a yogurt strainer or cheesecloth. The yogurt strainer is like $30, and it's worth every fucking penny.
Worth every penny.
But the yogurt tastes like it's like almost like goat cheese and ice cream combined, not like it doesn't taste like yogurt at all. Like it's so weird how it doesn't taste like yogurt. So I'll put fresh berries in mine. But my friend Christina, shout out to Christina, she's always got the brilliant ideas. She does cherries with Lily's chocolate chips. So you could do it with cacao. I'd rather do it with cacao than Lily's chocolate chips, but it's basically Cherry Garcia. And it's so good. And so I got a case of the frozen cherries.
Yeah.
And I guess Russians put that, like the dark cherries in their coffee. I've never tried that. I don't really like coffee.
I know some people put the butter in their coffee. And then
butter and coffee we had at Disney World, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
But
and we don't even like coffee.
No, we don't even like coffee.
But that was interesting.
But the what was I saying? The yogurt.
Strain it, eat it. Oh,
so
the dark
good.
cherry with the lilies. The lilies was one of those that has lead.
So they said that some of these chocolates have lead in them, and it was precarious that none of the major brands were named. So it always makes you wonder.
Well, that's because they're de-leaded.
I don't think
like
they're necessarily de-leaded. So
Remember,
I don't know.
That's how old I am. I remember leaded
we would
gasoline.
Make all of our own food from scratch, so we actually knew. Actually, you know what would be nice is if we had a country that was like, hey, we're going to protect you from things that are harmful to you. We're going to ban the same fucking chemicals that other countries have banned. Oh wait, we don't give a shit with you about you. We're deeply in bed with the pharmaceutical industry. I forget. Okay, so we're going to do our. You get an Instant Pot if you don't have one. You can also do it on the stove or in the crock pot. Thermometer and either cheesecloth or a strainer. The strainer's $30 on Amazon.
What are you, the Amish? Straining things through a cheesecloth?
Like if people are just doing it once and they want to see how they like it. I mean, if you live near me, I'll give you some yogurt. I mean, I don't know.
Because you have whey. The whey drains out of it.
And technically you should probably do shots. I should probably do shots of that because I'm still trying to rebuild my gut flora. And it tastes like dessert. I will eat it all freaking day. You can also do, we did pears with pumpkin seeds and a little honey drizzle. What else have we done?
Because we're a friend to the bees.
Mangoes, raspberries, strawberries. That's pretty much everything we've done. But you can do anything. Like do it just like ice cream. I don't think you should put Oreos in it, but whatever. All right, so
but you can.
Let's do our gratitude because I want to talk to everybody because they had a weekend.
Yeah. So
all right. Give it a shot.
I was grateful for an easy dinner tonight. That was delicious.
Oh, we had the sausages again. The stuffed sausages.
The stuffed sausages.
You know what? Next time, don't give me the rice. I'm just going to eat the peas and the thing.
Peas and the thing, and yeah.
And the sausage.
And we have leftovers for tomorrow. Yay, protein.
I am thankful that I was able to get some stuff done today. I cleaned out my table and I did some podcast stuff.
I am grateful for podcasts in general. Actually, last night I fell asleep listening to, I mentioned this on another podcast, but Rick Rubin, the producer, had a podcast. It's actually he's moved on to a different podcast now, but he would interview other different musical related people. And the two-parter that I listened to that was excellent was Giles Martin, who was George Martin, who was the Beatles producer. It's his son who is now taking over, any Beatles reissue products, things of that nature. But he was really talking about how he goes about remixing things and about how when his dad lost his hearing, he became his ears for him, and was talking about the dad. The dad built a studio on Montserrat. Volcano blew up, no more studio. But couple three of the Police albums, a couple Rolling Stones albums were done down there. This is a big music
producer.
Ebony and Ivory was recorded down there, that kind of thing. So yeah, he's the son of a big.
So which podcast is this?
It's you had to ask me. It's Rick Rubin. I think it's called.
So it's Rick Rubin's podcast. We also like Rogan's podcast. I like Russell Brand. Doug finds it to be a little bit...
He's screaming the whole time. So
I don't think he's screaming the whole time.
That's all I hear. Anyway.
I think Russell Brand does an excellent podcast. I like Tim Dillon. I like Two Bears, One Cave. I used to love the Savage Lovecast.
The Savage Lovecast.
Oh my god, I would listen to that at work all day. He would talk to people who like want to wear diapers.
It's called Broken Record with
Broken Record. Rick Rubin's is another podcast you recommend. Okay, so a thing I am grateful for. I'm grateful that both my friend Dave and my friend Dave was in surgery for 10.5 hours on Friday, and he's doing great. He's walking around. Dave, I'm so proud of you, and I love you more. We had a little fight over who loves each other more. We've been fighting for 20 years, about 25 years.
I don't know. I
Since
wasn't
92?
there.
Is that almost 30 years?
That's 31 years.
Motherfucker. Okay, so for 31 years, we've been fighting over who loves the other one more. I love you more. Suck it, Dave.
Wow.
And also, Halloween 3, fucking delightful movie, and we gotta watch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them. Right in a row. Okay, I'm glad Dave's okay, and my friend Darcy also had surgery earlier in the week, and I'm glad that she's okay. I really wish all of my friends were healthy, but I will take those two for right now.
My gratitude is that I found out that my son Nolan had a blowout of a tire on the highway, and he was okay. He just was able to deal with that without any danger to himself or others.
I don't even know when that happened, but I know that he had the blowout.
I just found out about it.
Well, you found out about what he told me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I'm glad
I'm
okay. That
I'm grateful.
Been
Yeah, because that those are the kind of things
Call
as a parent
us.
you worry about
We'll
happening, and it's just I'm glad it didn't happen in the dead of winter or what in the middle of the night or whatever. So
I think he said he had AAA.
Yeah, he has AAA. Make sure of that
he got pulled over. He got pulled over. He was on the highway, but he was in the right-hand lane.
Yeah,
but it had been a problem for a while, and he let it go, and he shouldn't have. And he knows that he shouldn't have. And we had a good talk about it. And he's got new tires now. That's all that matters. Okay, well, I am thankful. I'm thankful for my little friend Jen down the street. I love what she's doing with her work with the I want to get this name right again. DonateForKids.org, helping foster children who are being moved in emergency situations. I think that's fantastic. There's also actually a great restaurant down here called FK Your Diet, which they do donate to the foster care system as well. And you
the
can buy a meal for
is foster kids.
Yes,
yeah.
And the food is very fatty and very, very rich.
The food is amazing.
When you're there, you can buy a meal for a family, and that's what we did when we went. So it was an expensive meal because the food's kind of pricey to begin with. But I'm really thankful for Jen because she's got 2 itty bitty kids at home, and she works a full-time job, and then she's still volunteering and donating her time. I know that she's planning on tie-dyeing some bags, maybe if she has time. And as the old lady down the street, we're like, not that I think I'm the same age as her, but I've done the mom thing, and I'm like, Jen, just buy them. They sell them at the Dollar Tree. Just let it go. And she says she's grateful to me too, which that makes me happy. But it's nice to see. It's nice to have nice neighbors, and it's nice to see, parents who are just killing it, because you remember how hard that was.
Oh, yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
And we've been, boy, how long have we had an empty nest now? Since 2019?
Something, well, yeah. Sort of like that.
It's weird. At first, it sucks. And in my circumstances being, how we became empty nesters did not go the way we had planned it to go. We thought it was going to be one kid moved out, one kid moved out, one kid. It didn't to start their lives, and we were going to get them on their way. And it didn't go that way. And it sucked, but we love our kids, and we also love that we have our own space now, and we're we don't have to worry that somebody's gonna eat our snacks, and I can walk around the house naked. And at first
it's actually
weird.
Just the opposite now, because now I buy snacks for when the boys come, and then I have some snacks.
Yeah, because you buy junk food.
Yeah, but when
I
went to Costco, we got some good snacks.
I think so.
Like some nuts and some things of that nature.
Yeah, but you got your Girl Scout mint chocolate.
I'm telling
pretzels,
you,
they're pretty good. I can eat like 1 or 2, but I try not to eat any sweets.
And I'm not a big mint chocolate guy, but I do like that. So it's definitely good.
So, what are you thankful for?
Well, I did, and spending one of my gratitudes on one side. I will use my another one on my other son, who went. He leads up an outdoor group for kids on the spectrum or adults on the spectrum. Actually, they went to, I believe it was the Harbor Walk in Wollaston Beach, I believe. Or UMass Boston, they did that in the Harbor Walk, and it was good weather and a success. And then on Sunday, he did a geocaching event with some folks in Cambridge. And
I think it's so awesome for
the fact that he's getting out there and he's
doing his thing.
Yeah, and yeah, so I'm grateful for their programs that kind of get these kids out and about and introduce them to each other. And I'm also grateful that he is really like when I was if I don't go out of the house, so he's doing things that I don't even do. I think it's
I actually have so much. Well, I mean, I have so much respect for everyone, but I have so much respect for Wesley because he'll decide he wants to do something on his own, and all of a sudden he's doing it. And it was funny too because it was actually not 10 years ago in a day, the kids had all came to us and they were like, "We're going to Boston tomorrow." Mm-hmm. And we were like, okay, but then we found out that it was a marathon, so we didn't let them go in. Yeah. But
and then boom.
Yeah. Could you imagine if our kids were all? Yeah, that would have been crazy. But like Wes will go off and he goes and does his walks in places he doesn't even know. He'll go out there and he's having a positive impact on the autism community. And I couldn't be prouder of him. And he's finding his own way in the world. He's developing his own life. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Your kids are supposed to eventually tell you to fuck off, and you can barely hear from them. It would be nice if they called, I don't know, once a week. Maybe came home for dinner once a week. That would be good. But, I
think it's a long commute for
it would be a little bit of a commute for
them.
They live in Florida. They live in Massachusetts. But, I think... I want my kids to have their own lives. I want them to be doing their own thing. And if I can support them in some way, I want to do that. But, yeah, I don't know. My number 8 gratitude item thing that I am grateful for. I'm sorry, my brain went blank. I am thankful for, we found the town we want to move to. I can't tell you the name of it. I'm afraid people are going to want to move there, but that's what I'm thankful for. So I'm super thankful for this because I told you, I'm going to podcast. I'm going to take it and throw it in the goddamn pool.
I'm looking for comments.
You're not supposed to look for comments while we're in the
I don't know if I get the comments that are on.
Oh my God, I'm sick of having this argument with you. Stay off your phone during the podcast or I'm going to take it away.
Wow.
And we answer the comments at the end. We don't interact with the comments while we're doing the podcast because we need to focus on what we're doing. So we found this town that would be the perfect town for us to live in. It's the population is under 800. It is a coastal community. It has a thriving art and music scene, and it is loaded with small businesses. There's not a single chain, except maybe the gas station, in the entire town. And I'm so excited about it, and I can't stop thinking about it. And I don't know. I believe it's going to happen. I believe we are going to live there, and I don't know if it's going to be. It's not going to be today. It's not going to be tomorrow, but we're going to live there. So, what do you got? What are you thankful for?
Thankful for a good night's sleep.
Did you get a good night's sleep last night?
Not exactly, but a good. I'm just grateful for hot water in the morning and just being able to being on this earth. I'm grateful.
Yeah, but that's not really.
It's
I'm thankful for a good night's sleep, but I did not have a good night's sleep.
Well, I wasn't horrible. It wasn't the worst. Whatever.
You're thankful for marginal sleep.
I'm just thankful to have a bed and a roof over my head.
So you're thankful for the simple things.
Yes, I am always thankful for those things because,
No, I hear you. I think the it's important to be, and I used to do 10 every night by myself. That I think it's important every night to recenter yourself and focus on what you have to be grateful for.
Yeah.
I
agree.
And I think it's like the Jelly Roll song. I only talk to God when I need a favor. Let's remember to just thank God for the things that we have every day. Thank them for the food that we have, and the good night's sleep, and indoor plumbing and hot water and electricity and Wi-Fi and fucking plants and animals, whatever you can. And you know, it's actually funny. We always did gratitude with our kids. One thing we would do at the dinner table, and I highly recommend this, our kids all loved it, or sometimes they didn't. Tori was never a big fan, but we would say 3 good things, 1 bad thing. So you said 3 things that were good about your day, and if you had a bad thing, you could say your bad thing.
But if you didn't have a bad thing,
if you didn't have a bad thing, we would cheer for you.
We cheered for you because
and
you
I would
looked past
always
the bad
refused.
things.
I would always refuse. Like, a lot of people need to vent about the bad thing, and I would be like, it's not worth getting upset about. I'd rather have the cheers than be upset. So I would never have a bad thing. Like, almost the day the dog died, I had a bad thing. That was the dog getting hit by a car. That was bad.
That was not
really bad. I still miss the dog.
Jog.
Okay. But 3 good things, 1 bad thing was a good time.
Yeah, it's
if you have kids at home, or if you're just hanging out with your family, like, tell me 3 good things about your day.
because it's
1 bad thing, you got one.
Because it starts to, you know, like they say, if like, you know, your thoughts, your negative thoughts need to be replaced by good thoughts, and that's a great way to, like, and then you find yourself like kind of looking for these good things or bad things across the course of the day, and it could be even like, oh, the you know, the train wasn't crowded on my way home. You know,
what should
like
do
that.
today? So my 3 good things are that we're getting to do the podcast right now, because I missed doing it over the weekend, even though we're not exactly on today. My second good thing is that my friends made it through. Well, that wasn't specific to today, so I'm not going to do that. I never finished my final gratitude item. So my final gratitude item was that you washed my dreads.
Yes.
For me, and all the other things that you do
weekend,
for me.
yeah.
And then, of course, the one thing we're always grateful for is that you guys that come and follow and like and comment, it really helps us. The people that come back and watch later, like, you guys are the best. We're so grateful for you. So my 3 good things, 1 bad thing. I do not have a bad thing. Woo-hoo! My good things are that that I was able to get a little bit done today in terms of the podcast, and I cleaned my drawer right next to me out. My second good thing, that was my second good thing, right? Doing the podcast, cleaning out the drawer. And my third good thing is, I'm going to go with cannabis oil, because I was in a lot of pain and I'm starting to do a little bit better. Do you have 3 good things?
I got 3 good things. Couple things that I needed at Publix today were on sale, 2 for 1. Yay me! It's like getting free stuff, even though the stuff the price you do pay is a little inflated. Don't mind telling you.
And they don't sell the yogurt ingredients at Costco.
And they did not. No. So I got the yogurt ingredients, and
You should reach out to Costco, because they'll carry shit if you ask for them. So your second item?
Second item, I got to do a little work on my music between other items today. And that made me very happy.
And your third item?
My third item was having food in the house to be able to have a nice side dish of vegetable and have a nice meal.
Thanks to
for
our
dinner.
Costco adventure. Do you have a bad thing?
My bad thing would be that I am not working. So I'm just going
See,
bananas.
I refuse to focus on it.
My thing is that here's my thing. I need to feed the creative beast, right? And whether that, I've been doing that with music, but like, to occupy your brain with projects and,
I get it,
people and things like that. So,
but I think your attitude of desperation around the job thing, and I understand why you have it, I just don't think it's good for you. That's what I'm saying. This table's upside down, by the way.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
the bevel's supposed to be on the bottom.
I think the bevel's supposed to be on the top.
I don't think so. I think bevel's on the bottom.
Bevel up, bevel down. You tell us. I think that it only hurts you to do that. Sprinkler time.
Sprinkler time.
So I think it only hurts you to dwell on it, and I think that it brings bad energy to you, and you have to replace it with the good energy of the right position is coming, and everything happens for a reason, and all that other stuff that sometimes feels like a load of horse shit, but we tell ourselves so we can get through the day. So it's either that or electroshock therapy.
I have a quick factoid about the sprinklers. Here and this is news to me. They don't use the purified water, drinking water. They use some other sort of
reclaimed water,
like
but not every house does that. We use fresh water.
How do you know that?
Because you would smell it.
I don't believe you're right, because the guy that came to fix it from the town
The guy wasn't
told me it
from
was.
the town. He was from the sprinkler company.
No, he was from the town. The guy that came and told
Why
me
would-
about the hurricane. It was 2 days before the hurricane. He goes, don't worry about it. Wind's going to come this way. You'll be fine. Anyway,
But the
yeah.
guys that came to
There were 3 different guys that came to fix. I'm not going to argue about it. It's 3 different guys came to fix
From the town
sprinklers.
to fix our sprinklers.
One came because he had to locate the junction box that had the stuck valve, and he couldn't find it on the property. And he said he would have to come back, look at the plans or whatever, and come back. So he was from the town. So there you go.
Okay, so let's go through. So it's sprinkler night today and Thursday. I don't think that we use reclaim, but Doug says we do. I don't know. And some places do use reclaimed. Okay, comments. No, how do you see all comments? I hate that.
I think that was all of them.
It wasn't. Thank you, Stacy. 44, 41. Okay, so they go backwards. Okay. No, they don't go backwards. What the fuck? Sorry, guys.
Okay.
See, no, but look. Anne was not the first comment. Tracy
Okay.
was not the first
Oh
comment.
yeah, we had a bunch of comments before that.
I'm telling you, they're.
Can I use my phone and I can maybe pull them up on my phone?
I don't know that either of us can.
Oh,
Guys,
let's
we're still
see.
trying to figure this fucker out.
Still working on it. People, calm down.
Oh, I know. I don't think I could see them last time either.
I don't see this feed. Hang on.
Marital hate, 42 comments, 2 shares. Okay, here we go.
You got it?
Not really.
I just typed in matinee.
No, look, it cuts it off.
Well, how are we ever gonna know who said something?
No, I don't. Live chat. I have like 4 comments. I don't know where the fuck they are. It's really hard to see, guys. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me check on my computer. And you're probably getting a terrible echo right now. Okay, so we'll comment on the ones that we can see. Also, Doug does amazing things through that restaurant, meaning FK or Life. Oh, thank you, Jen, for saying you're thankful for me. Yeah, Tracy, I don't know if reclaimed is used everywhere, but I've never had it smell here at our house. We had some smell after the storm, but I think that was because all the plumbing was all backed up. Like, all the water mains were broken.
It was
and
dead baby owls making it smell.
I think it was.
Sorry,
but,
I don't know. We were talking about it.
Tracy says, I'm thankful you're able to see this podcast. Oh, and keep it real. I don't know how to do anything but keep it real. I think that people wish we were like more polished, did it a certain way, but you know, we're just kind of being ourselves and you know, trying to make people feel like they're part of something. And you know, I don't know, like yeah, a lot of you guys are like literally our friends, but like we want everybody to feel like they have friends that they can hang out with. Anne says she's grateful that she's amazing. She has amazing friends, and she says thanks, Doug. Faye.
Yeah. Is that
like Kanye?
Faye.
Faye. We still don't know. I'm just gonna call it Yay, not to be confused with the crazy rap artist. I feel like I just want to talk to him myself and figure it out, because I think that there's information that I think that the media tells you what they want you to know. Country of origin does need to be on every label, but they're fighting it. Dr. Donald Bierman in Winter Park. Sounds like a doctor recommendation, perhaps, Tracy? I'm not going to any doctors at this point in time because, he's a neurosurgeon. Yeah, I don't do that stuff. My surgeon did my first back surgery, was on the board of directors unbeknownst to me, and picked up my second surgery pro bono, and I was in the hospital for almost a week. Well, that doctor does not suck. I thought all doctors sucked, but that one doesn't suck. Not all doctors suck. Some doctors suck. That one sounds like he's okay. And I have to say, Chris Pichet at Circle of Life Family Medicine is also fantastic. Dr. Arthur Gertler's fantastic. There's a lot of good ones out there. We did look into health insurance. It was going to be prohibitively expensive. Shepherd's Hope is a free clinic down in Florida. Yeah, my bigger concern is if something happens that's like major, like you know, him getting God forbid, some sort of cancer, and then we get denied because it's a previous
clap.
existing condition, or the motherfucker has a heart attack on me, which he's been working on for years. But it's not football season yet, so we might be okay. But I do make him sometimes take his blood pressure against his will, and I force him to take deep breaths, and I have to yell at him to get him to do them, and it's counterproductive, but he's not going to do it otherwise.
You sound like the angry one. Oh, look at me, all cool, calm, and collected.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm all cool.
Do you really want me to show them a video of you having a complete fucking
Well,
nutty-
I'm not cool all the time.
Okay,
I'm
but my
not calm all
point
the
is that
time.
when you're like, what are the things that I nag you about?
Taking care of myself.
And working on your music and painting.
Yes.
Oh, what a fucking awful wife you have.
I didn't say I had an awful wife. You sound angry.
I am angry. I'll tell you, I think that there's big money in prescribing gabapentin, and gabapentin is death to new brain synapses. And prior to my days of swearing off pharmaceuticals, although I took hydroxyzine a couple times this year because of allergic reactions, I had taken gabapentin once, and I had a lovely conversation with my 2 dead grandmothers. They were cleaning out my closet. But gabapentin is proven to be death for new brain synapses, and it's absolutely terrible. It's one of the most dangerous drugs on the market. Because it's a non-opiate. That's why they're prescribing it's a non-opiate, or at least in their minds. And that's what they did with before it was tramadol, and then they decided everybody was prescribing too much tramadol. The Rockefellers gave huge donations to the colleges, so they have to teach pharmaceuticals. Yeah, the Rockefellers is why they discredited natural medicine, and they created their own little racket. Let's just treat the symptoms and not get to the root of the problem, or treat the person as a whole. What the fuck? I couldn't have said it better myself, Tracy. What the fuck? Or push pain management clinic instead of listening to the patient. Yeah, if I had like a half. So if you take cannabis, and this is another thing, you really have to be careful about the interaction between cannabis and your meds. If I take cannabis with a pain pill, like what's the one, not Percocet, that's the one that makes me feel drunk.
Vicodin?
Vicodin, or Vicaprofen, or whatever it is. Or whatever that's the only one pain med that I can reasonably tolerate. The other ones all make me feel drunk, including Kratom. If I took a Vicaprofen or Vicodin with some cannabis oil, I would be pain-free for an entire day. But they don't want people taking opiates in conjunction with cannabis, which makes no sense. They would rather have you be high all the time on drugs. Like, it just makes no fucking sense. Like, it's not about pain management. None of it's about pain management. And if you're a woman, you're in pain, they're just going to leave you to suffer. Remember on fucking Thanksgiving that year?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh my God. I mean, I felt like I was being... Do you ever remember the movie Hellraiser, the part where the guy gets ripped apart by the hooks? That's what it felt like.
What drug was that you got?
They put me on naltrexone. It was supposed to be low dose naltrexone, which is used frequently for pain relief. But instead of giving me 0.5 milligrams, he gave me 50 milligrams. 50. And so I was in agonizing pain, and that was not a fun thing for me. So anyway, I have, since pretty much that time, what I've had for pain relief has been cannabis oil, turmeric, maybe Aleve, maybe ibuprofen. I just kind of suffer. And if I take cannabis oil in the day, it's because I feel really bad, and I've been doing that a lot lately. Okay, so they're talking about a Lyme vaccine. So, I actually was interviewed by Channel 12 and on the news about the Lyme vaccine. So there previously was a Lyme vaccine, and it gave people Lyme disease, and they had to pull it off the market. And if you were one of those cases, you may have a case. Reach out to attorney Robert Noah at Robert Noah Law. I'm not kidding. He's a great lawyer, and you legitimately have a case. So they're talking about reintroducing them. So I was interviewed by the news, and I must have said, this is a terrible idea fucking 10 times.
Yeah.
And they edited it, so the only thing I said is, well, it's a double-edged sword. It's not a double-edged sword at all. The Lyme vaccine, you have to get another one every 6 months. And it only protects against Lyme. There are hundreds of tick-borne illnesses. and you would have to get a booster every 6 months. The first one gave people Lyme. Is this one going to give people Lyme? I don't know. How can we create a vaccine for a disease that they can't accurately test for? Anyway, run from the Lyme vaccine. Do not get it. Yeah, the government does lie about everything. It's like a fucking prerequisite. I don't disagree with you. It's good to know about the Shepherd's Hope Free Clinic. Hopefully he does not need it. Faye. College nurse. It's good that they've got some connections. But it'd take a little while to get them up there.
Not the way you drive, crazy lady.
I don't
living in a bag.
I don't know why I can't
I
see
don't know
more
why
comments.
we can't get back to the comments.
Guys, there were comments at the beginning that we just can't fucking see, and we don't know why. And I'm just going to check one more thing and see if I can figure it out, but I am not optimistic. What is this group called? Marital.
What is this group called? You're the one who started it and helped name it.
You named it.
I did name it Marital Hate.
I don't know. So I have that crazy hippie chick, and I haven't done anything with it, and I still don't know what to do with it. Because you think,
Yeah, I don't think you can see him on there either.
Well, give me a chance. Oh, they have connections down in Florida. Ooh, ooh. Thank you. There are 45 comments, but you can't see them all, and I don't know what is going on.
Usually you can, like, I think when it's, maybe because it's live, I think you might be able to see them when they're not live. So we'll go back, we'll read them, folks.
That doesn't
help us now, no.
But if we didn't respond to your comment, we will definitely, I just want to check settings.
Settings.
Restriction, discussion, only comments over 100 characters will be shown. Hide profile pictures, hide comment
Why wouldn't you want them,
interactions.
like, what if somebody just says hi? Oh, okay, so that's off, okay.
I don't know. We can't see it. So anyway, guys, we
Well,
love
we're working on
you. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. And, yeah, have a good night.
Go Bruins.